All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here on the Ramonepreston Show. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Please do me a favor. If you are coming on, got a few favors I need you to do. Hit that like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know the Ramonepreston Show and the squad. We're all live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today is Tuesday. I'm super excited. I have so much information that I want to share with you, and I'm going to do my best to get as much to you as I can, because as we prepare to move into the month of September, there are just some things that you really need to focus your attention on, especially if you're an entrepreneur, or maybe you're just someone who wants to take your business or your finances to the next level. Maybe you're the breadwinner of your family. So I got a lot of great information that I want to share with you. So hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, let them know that the Ramonepreston Show is live right here, right now on this beautiful Tuesday. And put in the comments, please put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. I would love to know what city you're watching us from. So put in the comments what city you're watching us from. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Follow me on all platforms at Ramonepreston. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I'm your host, Ramonepreston, and every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, right here, we show up on this show. And the purpose of this show is really to bring value to you and to share information with you that we know can help you properly start, properly structure, and properly scale any business, ministry, or any income stream and wealth building dream that you may have. So whether you're a W-2 employee, whether you're on a fixed income with no job, whether you are a career professional, whether you're a 1099 contractor, freelancer, independent, self-employed, if you're a business owner, a minister, it doesn't matter where you are on the broad economic spectrum. If you have a desire to start, structure, and scale a business or a entity, the information that I share with you on this show can help you make that happen. Now, just to qualify why what I'm saying should be important to you, let me first and foremost say everything that I share with you on this show, it's a direct reflection of my life. So I don't teach anything that I don't live. So when I'm giving you information from this show, you better believe I'm living it. Okay, and I have proven that you can go from hood figure to seven figures. I have proven that you can build a successful organization, that you can build an empire, that you can have an organizational enterprise that's continuing to grow and succeed, as long as you have the right information, as long as you have all those intangible things like commitment and consistency and effort and action. But a lot of it starts with having the right information. So when I share this information with you on this show, I want you to understand it's information that I live. My staff lives by this information. We have students and clients and people who are in our community that live by this information. And our entire organization is built around what I share with you on this show. Now, of course, I only have maybe 30, 45 minutes sometime, maybe an hour on this show. So I can't give you everything on one show. However, I've got almost 2,000 videos on YouTube alone. And a lot of those videos are full of valuable content about holding companies, about operating companies, about how to start and structure them, about business and entrepreneurship and financial literacy and tax strategies and goal setting and sales and marketing and systems and processes. All of the stuff that I provide as a business and financial consultant, all the things that I provide as a coach, as a trainer and educator, I take pieces of it and I share this information with you on the show. So I want to welcome you to the show. I appreciate you joining us, being a part of today's show. And I'm going to take a few minutes today to talk about creative tax strategies. Now, let me preface this show by explaining something to you. There are two main principles and concepts you have to learn, and you have to develop a skill set to use if you plan on becoming financially free, if you plan on becoming successful, if you plan on becoming a business owner that can bring you into being a millionaire. These two principles and concepts you gotta learn. I mean, I don't understand why people don't listen to me enough to like really just take to heart what I'm saying. So these two principles or concepts behind these principles that you have to learn and you gotta build a skill set around are, number one, the holding company. This is number one. So I'm gonna just keep preaching it and preaching it and preaching it. I'm getting like Noah. You know, Noah preached about an ark for 120 years. And that's who I feel like. Sometimes I feel like Noah. I feel like I'm just preaching and preaching and preaching that it's gonna rain. And everybody's like, I don't need no umbrella. Think about it. I'm preaching that it's gonna rain and everybody's like, no, I don't need no umbrella. You do need an umbrella because it's gonna rain. Not only do you need an umbrella, you need an ark. You need to be building you an ark. And so that's why the two main principles and concepts that I teach about and that I want you to understand the importance of are, number one, the holding company, and number two, tax strategies. Now, why do I feel like these are two of the most important things that you should be learning? I'm talking to you if you're an entrepreneur, if you plan on being a business owner, if you plan on building a massive organizational enterprise. Of course you need to learn sales. Of course you need to learn marketing. Of course you need to understand systems and processes and products and services and all those things. But from a structural perspective, from an infrastructure perspective, when it comes to like really building this massive wealth, I'm telling you that you've got to figure this thing out. You got to figure out the principles and the concepts behind holding companies. You got to know how they work. You got to know how to build them, how to use them, how to leverage them. And you got to figure out tax strategies, because once you build a holding company or any company and you start making money, the next problem you're going to have is a tax problem. But if you can master these two principles and concepts as a business owner, you're going to succeed. You're going to win. It took me a while to figure this stuff out. I've been an entrepreneur for 19 years, okay? My wife and I started 19 years ago as a two-person team. And I knew some things about this, but I didn't know enough. And I reached a point in my entrepreneurial journey that I realized I kept hitting the ceiling. I realized that something was glitching, something was wrong. And once I started studying and researching and deep diving into the wealthiest people and the wealthiest organizations on this planet, I realized these two principles and concepts were the difference between why they were the wealthiest and most of the world were not. And we're talking about like less than 1% of the world. I mean, because you do know, just in case you don't know, I want to remind you of this statistic, of this math. Just in America alone, 99% of the population of the United States of America makes less than $400,000 a year. Okay? And most of that 99% don't even make $50,000, $60,000 a year. So if you make $400,000 or more a year in the United States of America, you are a part of the 1%. But in that 1%, there's a percentage of that percentage that's massively wealthy. And a lot of that wealth is built around holding companies, infrastructures, business systems, entities, and integrated into those entities, infrastructures and business systems are tax strategies that give these entities and these business systems and infrastructures the leverage to grow on a massive level. And so these two things you got to figure out. These two things you got to learn. And I make it real easy for you because I've got training programs. I've got courses. I literally have content, not just on social media that's free, but I have paid content. I've got courses and programs that I provide to teach you these principles and these concepts. And guess what? A lot of these principles and concepts, I don't care how much you look on social media, you're probably not going to find enough to have the confidence or the competence to utilize it. Okay? Because at some point you're going to have to pay to play that game. One of the reasons why you don't see a lot of information on holding companies and creative tax strategies is because the people who know this stuff, they're making enough money from people who need to know this stuff that they don't have to give it to you. They don't have to provide it for free. It's just a part of my mission, my vision, my assignment to my people and to my community to provide a lot of this information. But out of all the hundreds and hundreds of videos, almost 2,000 videos I have on YouTube alone, you can listen to all those videos. You can go back and watch and binge watch and binge watch. At a certain point, you're going to realize, you know what? I need more than just what I'm getting for free. I really need to get close to people like him. And I really need to have more of a concentrated training and education. And so I'm saying this because for the last couple days, as we've been preparing to move into the month of September, I've been talking a lot about holding companies and tax strategies. And so today, I'm gonna take a few minutes to talk about creative tax strategies, okay? Creative tax strategies. Now, why am I talking about it right now like I have? Well, one reason is because everybody needs to educate themselves on holding companies and tax strategies. If you plan on being a business owner, or if you're already a business owner, you need to know about holding companies and tax strategies. If you are an investor, even if you don't plan on running an operating business, you just want to have a business for investing, you definitely need to know about holding companies and tax strategies. And if any of the business or investing that you're doing, if any of it is relating to like real estate and things like that, you most definitely need to know about holding companies and tax strategies, because that's going to be the thing that you use to accelerate your growth, to just literally expand and blow up your enterprise value, and to put you and your business in a position that you can become a millionaire and wealthy at some point. And so today I want to talk about creative tax strategies, because every September I take time out to speak with my tax strategists and to put together, of course, my paperwork and my books and all of my numbers for my taxes, for me, for my wife, for my companies. But I also do that to prepare to forecast into the future, to have an idea on where I'm going. And that's a little bit of what I'm going to talk about today. And so, again, we've talked about the holding company for the last couple of days. I'm always talking about holding companies because every business owner and every investor needs to know about it. So if you're an investor, if you're a business owner, or you plan on being one and you don't know about holding companies, you need to reach out to me today. You need to get this information. You need to stop playing games and, just, tiptoeing around getting the right information, because if you don't have this information, but you know it's needed because you've heard enough to understand it and to see how important it is, just that alone is probably paralyzing you. You're probably not able to move the way you want to move because you know better. And when you know better, you're supposed to do better. And you can't keep letting money, just a couple dollars, get in the way of you getting to where you want to go. See, I'm of that mindset. When I need information, I don't care the price that it takes for me to pay to get that information when I know the information is going to help me get where I want to go, because I might be losing more money not paying for it than I am paying for it. So I want you to keep that in mind. So when I talk about creative tax strategies, what am I actually referring to? Because you hear this a lot, okay? You hear this a lot. Creative tax strategies. So when I say creative tax strategies, what am I actually referring to? Okay? Here's what I'm referring to. I wanted to give you just a simple definition. And keep in mind, all of the information that I share with you, I've got this on videos that you're not going to find on the internet. I use this same information for my coaching program if I'm consulting you. So it's always available, okay? So what are creative tax strategies? Creative tax strategies I define as a series of actions. This is what creative tax strategies are. A series of actions used to reduce or eliminate your taxes. So that's what creative tax strategies are. So when you hear me talk about creative tax strategies, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a series of actions that are used to reduce or eliminate your taxes. I got a quick question on YouTube that I want to answer. Ronald, shout out to you. Thank you for joining the show today. His question is, do you think a person with one truck should have a holding company? Yeah, definitely. I think everybody should. But if you have a truck, that means you have a business. Of course, I would say yes. I've got quite a few clients that are in our coaching program. I've got a couple in our licensing program. I've even got some just in our online training program who have trucking businesses. They're in dispatch, they're in logistics. They're doing quite a few things in the trucking industry. And the ones that I have personally worked with, we've restructured their organizations for them to have holding companies, and it has given them greater advantages for A, being able to expand their operational business in trucking, and B, to get more trucks, to hire more people. So yes, I would definitely say yes. So if you already have an existing business that's operating for trucking, it's just a matter of you starting a holding company and transferring the ownership of it. Like, this process is not that complicated. It's only complicated when you really don't know how to do it. But my answer to that question is yes. So here are creative tax strategies. These are a series of actions used to reduce or eliminate your taxes. So this is when you hear people say, oh, I'm looking for some creative tax strategies. What are you actually saying you're looking for? What do you want? What are you trying to do? Well, you're really looking for certain actions that you can use, things that you can use within your business that can either reduce or, in some situations, eliminate your taxes. Now, in order for you to implement and execute creative tax strategies, what do you think you actually need? What do you think you need? Okay? So if you're gonna use creative tax strategies, because everybody's looking for ways to lower their taxes. Everybody's looking for a way to not pay as much taxes. Everybody's looking for a way to make sure that they can eliminate or reduce it. Like, how are you gonna do it if there are a such thing as creative tax strategies? Where does it start? I'm gonna tell you where it starts at. It really starts with your business accounting. This is where it starts. It starts with your accounting. And your business accounting is really connected to one of the 4 main systems and processes that I always talk about, which is your financial systems. So if you're going to implement and execute creative tax strategies because you want to lower your tax bill, you want to reduce it or eliminate it altogether, well, in order for you to take these actions and utilize these strategies, you have to at least have a basic understanding of the accounting for your business. So when I say business accounting, I'm talking about you understanding the accounting for your business. And the accounting that you do for your business is directly connected to your financial system. So you should have a financial system in your business. A financial system is like a financial management system, like QuickBooks, okay? QuickBooks is the type of financial management system that I'm talking about. Because if you have QuickBooks, now you at least have a system, a software, a platform that you are able to house the data, the information, and the activities of your financial transactions that you run through your business. This is the basics or the foundation of your business accounting. Because without QuickBooks, you're not going to be able to track the financial activities of your business, or without some type of software or program similar to QuickBooks. Without QuickBooks or something similar, you're not going to really be able to take advantage of your business accounting. Without QuickBooks or something similar, you're basically not going to be able to implement and execute this thing that we're calling creative tax strategies, because how are you going to do it? I mean, unless you like using ledgers that like they used to in the 40s and 50s, but you're in 2022, so you got to have some type of platform or software or financial management tracking system that you're using so that you can stay on top of your business's financial transactions and activities that can be used to reduce or eliminate your taxes. So you want to get some type of financial management system or software like QuickBooks, okay? Now, the reason why you want that is because in order for you to really utilize these type of strategies, you're going to have to understand accounting, at least the basics of accounting. And when I say the basics of accounting, I'm talking about you need to understand how to implement and execute what I call historical tracing. That's one form of accounting. This is historical tracing. This is about you being able to trace, the key word is trace, the past details of your financial transactions. So this is historical tracing, okay? Number two, you got current tracking. And I'm gonna write it all again for you before we go. You got current tracking. Current tracking is about you being able to monitor the present day-to-day detailed financial transactions. This is about tracking your income and expenses. I'm telling you, once you figure these three things out, it's going to change the way you operate in your business, because a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, they don't understand. Once you get your business set up, once you get your EIN number, your articles of organization, once you get your LLC set up, your bank account, once you get your products and services and you out there, now you're marketing, trying to sell your products, and you start making sales and bringing in revenue, the next most important thing you're going to have to deal with is not just taxes, but the financial accounting of all those activities and transactions that will either make you or break you when it comes to your potential tax liability. Okay, so you got historical tracing, you got current tracking, which is the present day-to-day detail analysis, and then you have what we call future. This is future forecasting. And this is about having a general financial analysis of anticipated income and expenses and anticipated taxes. So if what I'm saying is a little confusing, either I'm confusing you because I don't know what I'm talking about, or either you're confused because you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? It's one of the two, or maybe it's both. But my point to you is this here. When you want to implement, and let me write it all down. When you want to implement creative tax strategies, because you, like many people, want to lower your overall tax bill. In order for you to implement creative tax strategies, you've got to have some type of financial management system like QuickBooks so that you can do these three things. So you can trace the past transactions, what you've done in the past. You can track your present current transactions, your income and expenses and your cash flow, and then you can forecast future. So that's what we do. Like right now, I'm communicating with my tax strategist and my CPA, right? So we're every year around the end of August coming into September, we get prepped up to do our taxes, I think by the middle of October, okay? So I'm always going back and forth with him the end of August, first couple weeks of September. And what exactly are we doing? Well, we're tracing, we're looking back. We're looking back to 2021 to see what all did we do in terms of income and expenses and potential liabilities. Now, we are ahead of the game, so we're just kind of tweaking because last year, at the end of the year, we had already forecasted. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we didn't wait till we get to 2022 to think about 2021. No, we're able to always look back because we knew what we anticipated coming into 2022. Because once you're in the new year, you're not really going to be able to go back and change a lot of the things that you did, unless you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. But when you're able to trace, it's like right now, it's the end of August going into September. I can automatically look at January to August, let's say. I can look at all of my transactions from January to August, and I should be able to trace and see my income, my expenses, my cash flow, what reserves I had, and if I were to do my taxes right now in September, what would my potential tax liability be, if in fact there is any. So being able to trace that, you need some type of system because this is going to weigh heavily on the type of creative tax strategies that you use to lower that potential tax bill. So this is the power of your accounting, because now you're able to trace and always look back. You can always look back 90 days, you can look back 6 months, you can look back 3 years, and you can start seeing these trends at certain times of the year. This is critical to a business. Like, you just can't do it no other way. But then you're able to track. You're able to track what income and expenses you got coming in and going out right now. A lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, they don't even know how much money they got coming in and how much money they got going out today or this week. And so I track that every day. And one of the reasons why I want to track it every day is because if I ever want to trace it, I can always look back and see, this is what I've done the last 30 days. This is what I've done the last 2 weeks. And this is what I'm doing today. And this is what I'm anticipating to do in the next 2 weeks. And then once you are able to track it, now you can start forecasting. So right now, as we prepare for our taxes by October, which is going to be for the year of 2021, we can simultaneously start forecasting before the year is out to see how much money are we anticipating to see come in, and what would the potential tax liability be for this year. We want to know that and figure that out before we leave this calendar year. So that's why once you get to the end of the year, you get to the end of a calendar year, especially around December, you've got people who have been making money all year. They start buying stuff. They start, spending money because they want write-offs. They want business deductions. They start hiring people. They start getting new cars or whatever, equipment and real estate, because they want to lower that tax bill. And the way they're going to do that is through creative tax strategies. But what keeps them on top of those tax strategies is that they have systems in place to track all their financial transactions, to trace past transactions, so that they can forecast into the future and already anticipate what they would have paid in taxes had they done them. Without knowing this stuff, you really can't do anything. So I would like to know, for those of you that are watching today, I would like to know from you, do you have these types of systems in place? And are you familiar with these types of systems and processes for your finances? I would love to know where you are with that, because I'm telling you, a whole lot of people that I talk to, they don't have no clue. And now is the time for you to start doing it. Because if you don't know a lot about what I'm saying to you right now, what you need to do is you need to at least educate yourself on holding companies, and you need to educate yourself on these creative tax strategies. Now, I want to show you very quickly, because if you need this information, I've got some courses available that can teach you exactly what I'm showing you and much more. Because if you're thinking you're going to go to a CPA or to some expert and they're going to figure all this stuff out for you, I'm saying you might have some people that can figure some of it out for you, but in my experience, even the professionals, they're going to still hold you responsible, because you got to submit information to them. You got to tell them where you are and what you're doing. Even if they have access to your QuickBooks account, you still have to have some type of understanding of your financial transactions, of your financial activities. And the more you know, the better off your business is going to be, because if you're depending on other people, I've had a lot of clients and students too who they've just depended on CPAs to do everything. And then when they get to the next year and they go to a CPA and ask them to do their taxes for the year before, and the CPA tells them, I'm sorry, you owe $20,000 in taxes, or you owe $30,000 in taxes, or you're going to owe $46,000. And they're like, first of all, I don't even have that money, number one. And number two, I thought I was going to be able to save money on taxes. Well, you don't have enough write-offs. You don't have enough deductions. You only gave me A, B, C, D, and E. You didn't give me anything else. And the reason why is because you did not understand the fundamentals of your own business's accounting. You have to understand the fundamentals of the basics of your business accounting. And the way you understand it is, number one, educating yourself on these types of strategies and getting familiar with programs and systems like QuickBooks, so that you can at the very least, wrap your mind around how to trace your past financial activities, how to track your current financial activities, so that at some point you can forecast your future activities. See, I do a lot of this even before I get with my tax strategist and CPA, because I'm educated in it, I'm knowledgeable of it. So by the time I talk with my CPA, like for example, we was on the phone yesterday talking, strategizing, prepping up for what we need to submit for 2021. And we're both on the phone talking, and the conversation is not that long and drawn out and complicated. You know why? Because once he got into my QuickBooks and he started looking, he's like, oh, okay, he got his stuff together, because I'm already tracking it. I'm already on pace because I know the basics of it. So even though I have a staff member who does my day-to-day transactions and reconciles everything, but I know what's going on because I'm on top of it, because I'm always thinking about what my next move is so that I can lower that bill and increase my profitability and expand my business. And it's going to be through these types of things called creative tax strategies. So I'm telling you, this is something that you're going to have to, at some point, you're going to have to familiarize yourself with, and you're going to have to accept that ain't nobody going to just like, wave a magic wand and somehow nobody's going to wave a magic wand and somehow you just end up tax-free, or you just end up with a whole lot of cash flow. It don't work like that. There's no magic wand that some expert is going to wave. I'm not a tax expert. I'm not an attorney. So you got to have those kind of people in your life. But I'm telling you, when you have those kind of people in your life, they're going to hold you responsible too. They're going to hold you accountable too. They're going to let you know that, listen, you got to know enough about your own business activities and transactions to bring me something to the table, and not to expect for me to have all the answers, because they're not running your business. That's not their job to run your business. So I want you to really, if you're not well versed in these creative tax strategies, if you really don't know what they are, how they work, the power of them in your business, I really want you to reach out to me today, because I want to give you access to these courses that I have in my training program that can teach you not just about holding companies, but can also teach you about creative tax strategies. I pulled up my university platform to show you my Millionaire Blueprint. This is my training program right here. It's a 1-year program. We've got hundreds of lessons, dozens of courses in this, but one of the main courses that I recommend all of my students and clients to go through is a course called Creative Tax Strategies. This is an entire course, and this course is a game changer because it's really going to teach you all these things that I'm talking to you about. So you'll learn about what creative tax strategies are. You'll learn about the role of accounting in business. I have modules full of creative tax strategies, things that you can do and that you can incorporate into your business as creative tax strategies that will help lower your tax bill. And here's the thing, a lot of times when you are using these creative strategies and working them into your business throughout the year, when you have a good CPA or some good tax strategist or both that you're working with, and you're able to check in with them every once in a while or periodically, they can access your QuickBooks to see if you have your books together and if what you are itemizing and categorizing is legitimate or not. If it's not, they'll tell you, well, this is not going to be legitimate. This is not going to be justified. You need to do something different, or you need to do this or do that, or you need to give me this and that. And this is how you relieve yourself of the stress, you relieve yourself of the fear, but you relieve yourself of the penalty and the burden of paying money out that you shouldn't pay out, but you're paying it out because you're lazy and because you're not informed. You shouldn't be doing that, okay? And the truth is, the IRS don't want you to do it. They want you to grow. They want you to hire people. They want you to support your community. They want you to give to charities. They want you to be solid and stable in society through your business. But you've got to be willing to put yourself in play to get the information and to get the training. So I really want to give you access to those programs. If you know this is information that you need, whether it's on holding companies or creative tax strategies, all you need to do is reach out to me today. You can do that by texting the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. You can text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. And I'll take a moment or two, or my team, if you call right now or text, we'll take a moment to at least assess your business and your financial situation to see where you are and what you're working on doing. If you need information on holding companies, if you need to know more about how to start and structure the holding company, if you need more information on creative tax strategies and you need to learn how to actually use them and even familiarize yourself with QuickBooks, we actually have an entire workshop that we did for 4 hours that's in our Millionaire Blueprint. And for about 2 hours of that 4 hours, we do a deep dive into QuickBooks to show you how to set up an account, how to configure an account to work for you, and how to utilize it so that you can start integrating and incorporating some of these strategies into your business. So I would love to hear from you. Just text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Listen to me. I'm going to say this before I go. Don't wait until the end of the year to figure this stuff out, okay? Because the longer you wait, the harder it gets. See, I know what I'm talking about because I've been through those phases where I drug it out for years and found myself deeper and deeper and deeper in trouble with my bookkeeping because I didn't do it the right way the first time. And so a lot of things that I share with you are things that I'm sharing with you from experience firsthand that I wish upon no business owner, I wish upon no entrepreneur, because you have it hard enough just trying to wake up every day, make money to take care of your family. The last thing you want to do is have tax issues, accounting issues, bookkeeping issues, but you can eliminate all these things. But it first starts with you educating yourself. Even if you hire a virtual assistant or a personal assistant or an administrator or a bookkeeper, you got to know what they're doing. You got to tell them what to do. Otherwise, they're going to just be doing anything and you don't even know what they're doing because you don't know. It's just unrealistic to think that you're going to have this financial windfall. You're going to pay 5 or 6 people or 10 or 15 people or 2 or 3 people, and they're going to show up every day and they're going to just run your business for you. Yeah, they're going to run it. They're going to run it into the ground. Because if they're that good, why are they going to come work for you? They probably do it themselves. If they can just run a business, they'll just run their own business. No, people want to work for you, but people want a job. They want to know what they need to do. They want to be able to come in every day and they want to have job descriptions and they need systems and processes and they need a CEO and a leader who's committed and invested into the business enough to know what they're doing. So I want to help you get in the know. I want to help you get this type of information and cross that bridge so that once you get it, you got it, and you can start moving forward and being successful. And don't give me no excuse talking about, well, it's just me. Well, there was a time it was just me. There was a time I was the salesperson, the marketer, the financial bookkeeper. I was the operational manager. I was the logistics person. I was everything. I was the CEO and every other O. So I know what it is to have to do everything. But guess what? I still had to figure it out. I still had to educate myself. I still had to learn and develop and train and build the skill set to run a successful business. And now that I'm on the other side of that, I'm still building because I got places I want to go. I got things that I want to do. But along the way, I'm giving you this information so you can take your business to the next level. So text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. I hope that you learned something today about creative tax strategies. And if you have, please put in the comments what your biggest takeaway is from today's show. Like, what is your biggest takeaway? Just concerning creative tax strategies. Did you even know what they were? And now that you know what they are, do you even know how to utilize that? Do you know how to utilize historical tracing, current tracking, future forecasting into your business? Are you familiar with QuickBooks? Do you even know how to use it? I would love to know what your biggest takeaway is from today's show. Just drop it in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. We are approaching 10,000 subscribers. We're pushing. We want to get to 10,000 at least, and I know we can. We give so much information away. We provide so much value to our community, and I'm appreciative to you and to everyone who reaches out to us on a regular basis to let us know they're learning, they're growing, they're coming to understand these concepts and principles. And I have a lot of people that always tell me regularly that they appreciate the contribution we make into our culture, to our people, to educate you on the things that are going to help you be successful. Because without these principles and concepts, it's almost impossible. It's hard with them. Like when you know everything about holding companies and tax strategies, it's still hard because you still got to figure out how to make money. You still got to know how to sell and market and build a business and lead people. It's so much you got to learn. But these two things, either way, are essential. They're must-haves. You got to know about holding companies. You got to know about business systems and processes. You have to know about creative tax strategies. And you got to be able to bring all that together in an ecosystem and create this flow, this rhythm where these things are working in sync with one another. And that's how you're going to get to where you want to be. So I'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon, same place, same time, right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, need any information from us, text Millionaire to this number or just call this number. We'll be more than happy to give you whatever information, whatever assistance, whatever direction, whatever support you need. Just reach out to us today. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow right here